Uh, this talk is going to cover the works of a Polish psychologist whose name is Andrew or Andrzej, Polish spelling, Lobachewski. Uh, Andrew wrote a book uh, called Political Ponerology. Ponerology being the study of evil. The book concerned the study of evil as it relates to politics. Dr. Lobachewski lived in Poland during the domination of Poland by the USSR through the Stalin years and forward. And trained as a psychologist, his area of interest was psychopathy, psychopathic behavior, and sociopathy, mild psychopathic behavior. This subject became forbidden in Poland during those years when Poland was subjugated or was ruled over by Moscow as part of the USSR. To do the studies that he wanted to do related to psychopathy, he had to do so in private, almost like the early Christians supposedly had to do their worship quietly together, secretively. Dr. Lobachewski and his fellows had to meet secretly to discuss their findings and their ideas. Over time, Dr. Lobachewski came to realize that psychopaths are abnormal. They have an abnormal way of viewing the world and abnormal value systems when compared to those value systems of the general public, the populace at large. Psychopaths don't get pleasure from the things that most humans find pleasurable. They don't think that a beautiful sunset is beautiful. They don't smile at a giggling baby. They don't love dogs. They find pleasure, even sexual gratification, in exhibiting power over others. Their greatest desire is control of other humans, and they strive to gain control of other humans, and they are unethical. In fact, they have no code of ethics. They believe people that try to behave in a moral way have a serious human flaw, and that morality is a false concept, but it can be used by the psychopath to his own benefit, because he doesn't see the difference, or he or she doesn't see the difference between a lie and the truth. His only motive is gaining more power. And he's good at it because he or she is a great liar. They can look a person straight in the eye, tell a bald-faced lie, and feel no remorse, no guilt, and therefore do so blithely. Most people feel some trepidation about expressing falsehoods, lying. Psychopaths and extreme sociopaths don't, and they use this to their advantage. They make great salespeople because they don't mind telling you a lie to get you to buy whatever it is they're trying to sell. Lobachevsky understood that the way a individual human gains power is through organized systems. In other words, becoming the principal of a high school rather than a teacher, or becoming the COO of a corporation rather than a junior executive, or becoming a 4-star general rather than a sergeant or a lieutenant, or becoming a powerful politician like a president or a senator or a member of Congress. So, or you could say a pope or a bishop or a university president. So within organized systems, by rising to positions of greater power, they are able to achieve what they desire, which is power over others. Now, when we think of psychopath, in fact, when modern psychiatry thinks of psychopathic behavior, they think of aberrant criminal behavior. But, in fact, the most extreme and most successful psychopaths are never convicted of any crimes. Their crimes might be the annihilation of entire populations through bombing or starvation. Their crimes might be crimes against humanity, but they're not ever held to account for these great crimes. I think it was someone said, kill one person, you're a murderer. Kill 1,000 people, you're a hero. Well, psychopaths, that's what they want. They're willing to do anything to get what they want, and they have no compunction about playing fair. They are Machiavellian. Read The Prince by Machiavelli, and it explains that the end justifies the means in the eyes of such individuals. The rationalization is, without great power, you can't do great good. So the only way to get great power is to rise to positions of power in organized systems. That becomes a rationalization for the behavior of psychopaths that rise to positions of great power. Two that I can think of from contemporary history are Donald Trump, extremely sociopathic, probably psychopathic, concerned only about his own well-being, and willing to do whatever it takes to achieve great power. Another would be Vladimir Putin. Similar story, willing to wipe out entire populations, to kill thousands or tens of thousands of civilians to gain power over them. There are many others throughout history. Whoever bombed Nagasaki and Hiroshima would fall into that category. Whoever authorized the invasion of sovereign nations like Iraq, Vietnam, and Afghanistan would also fall into that category. We don't think of these people as psychopaths, but their actions prove them to be such. The problem is that this is the way the world is. That people that strive for great power and are psychopathic end up obtaining great power very frequently. This is running a little longer than I expected, but I am going to say one other thing about this, about political ponerology and the psyche of the psychopath and extreme sociopath. It's a continuum from normal to psychopath running through sociopathy. The other thing I'm going to say is that now medical research has shown that we can detect personality type in an objective way. We can, without giving anyone a Rorschach test or giving them a questionnaire about how do they feel about such things as infanticide or something of that nature, we can, through a combination of neurophysiologic studies like EEGs and MRIs, tell what parts of the brain are responding to certain stimuli. And then we can see how most people respond, and then see how people with different psychiatric illnesses or psychiatric conditions respond. So what can be done, and has been done, is you can take a series of pictures, and after you've hooked up your subject to an EEG machine and are doing your MRI, you can show pictures to the subject and see what parts of their brain light up, and compare this with what we would call normal people that fall within that one standard deviation of the mean in terms of what parts of their brain light up when shown these same pictures. So you show a picture of a beautiful sunset, and people don't say, "Oh, I thought it's a beautiful sunset." They just look at it. And then you show pictures of a smiling baby playing with a rattle, and check to see how the neural mechanisms are firing, and then note that. Then you show a picture of something like a stack of mutilated children that were part of a bombing raid in Syria, and see how people respond. Then you show a puppy, see how people respond. Then you show a dead dog, mangled, and see how people respond. Well, turns out psychopaths respond pretty much the same way to the stack of dead children as they do to the beautiful sunset and the smiling baby with a rattle. This is an objective way of determining who among us are psychopaths. Having this as a tool, it would be possible. Unfortunately, psychopaths seem to be in control now, but using this as a tool, it would be possible to regulate psychopaths, not punish them. They're genetically that way, or at least from something that happened in their early childhood, and plus their genetics, they became psychopaths. They didn't decide to be psychopaths. They just are psychopaths any more than they decided to be whatever gender they are or whatever skin color they have. It's just who they are. So we really can't, as a society or as humanity, punish these people for being genetically what they are. But just as we do not issue driver's licenses to the blind, We can regulate society and not allow people that have been objectively shown to be psychopaths into positions of governmental power or military power. They can do whatever they want in terms of religions or within the corporate world. But as far as becoming leaders, political leaders, or military leaders, they would be excluded as the colorblind are excluded from becoming pilots. It's not to punish them, it's to protect us. And this is doable. The will to do it seems to be lacking, but science necessary to accomplish this task, to exclude psychopaths from positions of political and military power, would be a major step forward in the evolution of humanity toward a time when all mankind can live sustainably in peace together. Just an idea.